right, so today, for the fun of destroying Grey Knights, Mr. Ruben of Hostile Galaxy is here with the Tyranid. Trying to think of a nice adjective. I don't know, don't really have one. The swarms. So he is running, Hormagaunts, 15 Gene Stealers, Termagants, 3 squads, you said?
Yeah, so I'll just run it through here for you. I got 3 squads of 3 Rippers each, 2 squads of 10 Termagants, 1 squad of 15 Gene Stealers. I've got 3 Broods here of the Hormagaunts, 10 each.
Too many.
I'm running it's a battalion and a patrol. So I needed more HQs.
I figured.
So there's a Pyrovore right over there. He's just a walking heavy flamer with a power weapon, essentially. But he's been really handy in games for me, claiming like backfield objectives, screening stuff out. So he's a handy toolkit unit, and he's infantry, so he gets to do stuff on objectives, which is handy.
Not okay.
I've got my Lictor over here. I've also got a Neurothrope, who is my Warlord. He's also got the Resonance Barb and Psychic Scream, Psychic Power. We've got the Swarm Lord over here, and the Swarm Lord has Onslaught, and he's got the Kraken Psychic Power, Synaptic Lure, which allows me to reroll charges. And I've got a Hive Tyrant with wings over here. He's got the Kraken Relic, which is Chameleonic Mutation, which is a -1 to hit from ranged shots. He's also got Psychic Scream and the Horror, and he's got Adrenal Glands, Toxin Sacs, 2 sets of Scything Talons. He's decked out for combat, so... most interesting is I'm taking the Scythe Hierodual, which I found to be really worth the points cost since the Forge World update. This guy's got his 3d6 flame weapon, and he's a monster in combat, and he's very worth the points. 18 toughness, 8 wounds, and he's also got Dermic Symbiosis, and so that gives him a 5-up invulnerable save, as well as counting his double wounds on the damage table. So I've also got a Maleceptor over here, and he is running with Catalyst to get my Feel No Pain on a unit. And then I've got the Exocrine back here. Everybody knows what Exocrines do. And if you don't, you'll find out this game, I hope, unless it gets wiped off the board and I get humiliated, but we'll see what happens. And then I've got the Malanthrope here, another Forge World unit that really benefited from the update. He got a little bit better, just all around, but especially got up to 6-inch range on his aura of -1 to hit. So there we go. I got a lot of objectives secured over here, a lot of infantry, so I'm hoping to be a real pain to deal with on the objectives here.
Yeah, I can already tell this is going to be a little fight. I don't know if it's going to go well for me. I'm about to go show you the Grey Knights, what we're bringing today. So we've got some Psychic versus some Psychic, but the Horde makes me nervous. So we'll be back in a second. All right, so here we are with the Grey Knights that I'm running today. I'm bringing 2 patrols, so I've got a few extra characters in here. We'll start off over here. We have Librarian with, just as he is, well, I'm not going to run through all the psychic powers, but he's the buffing unit for the most part. So he'll be getting me CP and changing the tide with the Sanctic Shard Relic so we can reroll. Next to him is a Brother Captain holding a hammer, because I like that, and makes him a little more useful in combat. He is, I almost forgot, he is the Warlord, the Brother Captain is. So he gets first to the fray, reroll failed charges. I only have 1 squad of 5 Paladins for this game, holding the Silencers and some Warding Staves and a hammer in there. I'm trying out a 10-man squad of Terminators, so I have 2 silent cannons in this group, falchions and halberds all around. Then I have 2 squads of 5 Terminators here. Again, one with side cannon. The squad in the back has a silencer, a lot of falchions in there. Then more attacks the merrier in the Grey Knights world. And of course, everybody has Stormbolters because that's just what they do. Over here, this is a unit I have not brought in a while. Actually, the first time in a long time I've used 10 of them, but I have 10 Interceptors. I have 2 Silencers in the squad, and the rest have the Stormbolters, a mixture of halberds and falchions, and 1 stave, just in the off chance they get into combat and give them a little protection there. And then my last 2 characters, it's the big boys. We've got Lord Drago on the right, Keldor Drago, and the Grandmaster Voldus himself. This is going to be fun, going to be interesting. I do have a few more objective secure bodies running this many Terminators. But I don't know, because that, as you can tell, is about half the size of the army that I'm running up against today. So it's going to be really interesting to see if the psychic shenanigans, mobility, and Terminator toughness can hold up against everything I'm about to be running into. And it's the first time I've run this list, so I don't know how it'll play out in reality. So we'll have a good time with this, and we'll be back in a minute with the mission and the battlefield. All right, welcome to another kitchen table wargaming battle report. We are deployed. Grey Knights are on this side here. We got the 10 interceptors, 5 Terminators, and Brother Captain. Back here we've got Terminators and Mr. Librarian. They're sort of inside, but that roof is not tall enough for all their fun weapons and things. Then we got Mr. Volus, another 10 Terminators. The rest, Paladin Squad, Terminator Squad, and Drago are in Deep Strike. And yes, I did also combat squad my Terminators, so that's why there's suddenly 4 squads of Terminators. Over here on the other side, yeah, it's a swarm. That's what they do. By the way, as we're going over this, this squad of rocky trees is what we're going to call them, so they're going to be dense cover. So there's a bunch of Hormigons in there.
And Termagants.
Oh, and Termagants. Oh,
I
didn't even notice they were on that side of it. Then you got big ugly Mr. Hyrule Ripper Swarm. You've got some dudes inside the bunker there as well. They just kind of ran over it. It's like a little party surprise, Jack in a Box. Swarm Lord in the front. We got then all the rest of everything is over here behind the wall. Gene Stealers, more guys, and more guys on the Exocrine. All the juicy goodness. And he also has some guys in reserve, right?
I've got 2 more units of Rippers, and then I've got 1 Lictor.
And a Lictor, yeah. Cool. The mission that we rolled up is number 22, battle lines. So you've got 4 objectives. You've got 1 there, 1 on the other side, so they're spread apart. There's 1 under this mess right here in front of the bunker, and 1 on this mess in front of the bunker. We'll put up the secondary objectives up on the screen in a second so you can look at those. And we are ready for the mighty roll-off. So I will need to grab a dice, and then we'll come back and do the roll-off. Here we go. This is the important roll-off. Go ahead, sir. Being the guest of honor.
Oh!
A 2. That's mighty. We had a hard time beating that earlier. Oh, it's a 6! Oh! The Grey Knights will take first turn because we haven't done that in a while. Huzzah! We'll be back. The summary at the end of turn 1 for the Grey Knights. Alright, so the Grey Knights turn 1 is over. Spent a command point to split the interceptors into 2, so 1 could hold the objective, 1 could run up and charge. We did some shooting, got rid of a squad of Termagants, charged in with these guys. It was exciting, they made an 11, I was proud of them. And then they whiffed almost everything in combat. We ended up killing 5 Hormigons. It was kind of embarrassing when you get right down to it. And my Vortex of Doom was shut down. He denied that, so good on him. And then over here, we've got Sanctuary on this Terminator squad. They scooted forward, got line of sight, finished off. Actually, the Storm Bolter from these guys finished off the last Termagon. The Psy Cannon, everything I fired at the Swarm Lord just to try to get some cheap little pot shots off, bounced. It was awkward. These guys here did nothing. They just stood still holding the objective. These guys shuffled around a bit, and then we used a couple of spells on them. So Armored Resilience went off, -1 to wound them. Ethereal Manipulation, if people get close enough to charge and they're in half range, I can reroll everything. It's nice for me. And Edict, so I paid to move them again. I did have a slight boo-boo, so I need to make a correction here. This guy that I was calling the Librarian is really a Grandmaster. So that was a whoops. I was thinking in my head when I made the list first that he gets the double the smite range, so I was going to try that out. And then I forgot that I switched him for a Grandmaster. So instead I've got the reroll ones.
Ooh, which convenient. He's actually a Grandmaster.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Except it would have been more convenient to get shots of smites off onto your Swarm Lord, which was the idea. So we ended it there. Yes. So I scored a couple points for engaging all fronts. This squad of guys over here did kill a couple more Hormigons down there. And that was
Yeah, you
it.
took 7 out from that squad. So
Yeah, I
there's
got 7 from them.
7 there, 5 over there. Took out the termagants. It's not bad. Killed some bugs.
It's all in a day's work. Yeah. Except everything I shot at a big bug bounced. Everything. I was really disappointed. So that's it. End of turn 1 for the Grey Knights. So the mighty Tyranid swarm is about to come up and, I don't know, wreak havoc. We're gonna be afraid to see what happens, but we're coming back at the end of Tyranids, turn 2. Okay. Poor decisions were made on the part of the Grey Knights. We'll see what we can do to retaliate. Hormigons, the Tyranids, all the bugs. My brain is just hurting right now. We did some moving. The psychic phase was much better for the Tyranids than it was for the Grey Knights. That was unfortunate. So these guys down here were smitten to death. These guys over here lost 2 to smite, and then they were eaten, because that's what that Hyrule does. Then these poor guys over here took a few hits in the shooting phase, and then Mr. Swarmlord wiped out the last 2. My Grandmaster heroically intervened and was able to do some wounds, so it took him down to 6. That's half of him gone, but he's still pretty nasty. Over here, the Terminators suffered a little bit in the fight phase. I think we lost 1 in shooting.
1 in shooting, 2 in combat, and 1 guy's wounded.
So that's where that leaves them. Voldus came in and we smacked them back and got rid of a bunch. Almost 10? Close to 10 of them, I think we killed. So that was something.
Almost 10.
Yeah, I think so it wasn't bad, but yeah, there's a lot of uglies still hanging around back here, and I'm gonna have to figure out ways to score points real fast. He did get 3 points for engaging on all the fronts. And I mean, there's some really cool Tyranid shenanigans. Mr. moving twice, because that's what he can do. And then the Gene Stealers with the Kraken, you roll 3 dice to advance, and then pays a command point to double it. So he moved an advance of 12 inches on top of your regular move of 8 inches. So he got a 20-inch move, which gave him a 3-inch charge, I think, or less even.
Yeah, but I still rolled 11.
Then he rolled an 11 on the charge, so it was like, what's the point? It was amazing. So anyways, Grey Knights, we're looking a little scared right now. But we're going to come back with some reinforcements, Drago, and we'll see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't feel confident at the moment, but we're going to try. We're going to do what we can. So we'll be back. Grey Knights turn 2 coming up. All right. Grey Knights have come back, I guess. We did some shenaniganizing, so we paid the CP for these guys to deep strike in within 3 of that objective, so he's not going to hold it yet. We lost our half a Terminator here and killed the rest of the Gene Stealers, so that was a win. Unfortunately, the shooting over here was not spectacular, and Mr. Rubin rolled really well, so I had hoped to shoot these guys all off with a squad of 5 Terminators. Didn't happen. Over here, and let's just pause for a minute and reflect upon the amazing number of mortal wounds I committed against myself. I rolled 4 pairs of 6s in my psychic phase and a pair of 1s, and I didn't have the command points to re-roll or the ability to re-roll all of those. So yeah, I did a lot of damage. This squad of Terminators only took 1 wound in their failure of a psychic phase. But we were able to kill a Swarmlord, so that was exciting there. Over here, Drago and the Paladins deep struck in. Drago hurt himself and was denied on his Vortex of Doom, so that was exciting. Oh no, he failed it. He failed the Vortex, then he perilled on himself for the, yeah, that was neat. My Paladins came in and got Hammerhand, and perilled on, they rolled double 6s. So they got Hammerhand, and then I rolled 3 mortal wounds and killed 1. That was exciting. So that was good. But they did make the charge, and we dropped this guy down to, we got him to 9 wounds left, I think, with the Paladin squad. The Grandmaster made the charge in here as well with his rerolls. But then he failed to do any wounds on the big nasty. So the Paladins did all the work. I was kind of proud of them, I guess. Drago failed his charge even with the reroll failed charges. It was really up and down. Like the psychic phase was atrocious. Shooting could have gone better. So I don't know. It's weird. We are going to stop him from scoring the secondary points, or at least a lot of the bonuses for the secondaries right
We'll
now.
have to measure that one because you've got 4 guys and I've got 5, but we got to see how many are in range.
It's at least it helps, right? So there's, I don't know. It's going to depend on the counter.
3 inches
counter
from
player,
the objective,
so.
correct?
Yeah, 3 inches from the objective.
So your 2 back guys are out. So that's going to put me. That's going to leave it for me.
Oh, that's a problem.
That is.
So the next turn, we'll take care of that problem. But it does give him a few extra points for secondary. So the way it stands, because a few things didn't die yet, I am not engaging on any fronts currently. So that's a problem as well. But we'll see what happens at the end of his turn. So Tyranid turn 2 is coming up. Yeah, I don't know. It's really kind of interesting. It looks dire for the Grey Knights because I know there's more excitement coming in off the board. But there are still things alive. So I have a little bit of hope. I'll take it. You can laugh at me all you want. My psychic phase on the next turn, if it's as bad as this turn, will end the game. or my psychic phase could heat up and actually do what it needs to do next turn. So we'll see. We'll be back.
Okay, cool.
All right, Tyranid's turn 2 is done. Some things died, some things didn't that I expected to die. Before we get there, Lictor came in here with his deep strike. These guys moved up. The squad of 3 advanced, so they're holding that objective pretty well. These guys just forgot to wear their power armor, I guess, and got deleted by an exocrine. Of course, an exocrine does that. It's kind of his job. These guys came forward, they shuffled forward, everything's kind of pushing up. Over here, the crabby looking dude's a Maliceptor?
Yep, Maliceptor right there.
Came out to play, Malanthrope, Neurothrope. Hierodual is cool, and fall back and still been able to charge rules, did a whole bunch of fun stuff. Flyrant came down over here, Ripper Swarms, Deep Struck and came in. I mean, it's just a mess. These guys came in over here. Over here, we actually only lost a paladin and a half, I think, in combat, which was kind of a relief.
That staff, dude, he tanked
Sanctuary.
4 saves from this guy.
He did 3. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I was pretty stunned. And
you needed something
relieved.
after your other psychic phase.
And I was just telling Ruben I might just skip the psychic phase. It's tempting because after that, I mean, I could eliminate my entire army in the psychic phase. If it goes the way the last psychic phase did, it could be a problem. So there we go. He picked up 3 more for engage on all fronts. He got 2 for vital ground.
I got 10 on primaries in my turn.
Yeah, 10 on primaries, and then he's got 1 more deploy scramblers to go, and he'll have those done. So it's kind of grim, you know? I've got like 8 models on the table, maybe 9. So we'll see if we can't pull some stuff out of the wazoo and make things happen. We'll find out.
You only got 7.
I might only have 7, yeah. It could be better.
Going into turn 3. All right.
It's kind of sad. All right, Grey Knights Codex. When? Who knows? End of the Grey Knights. Turn 3. The Terminators died. Did no wounds on Mr. Big Nasty. Drago failed his charge. He's got to go around the Terminators, so they're out of the way. I guess he has a shot now. We did shenaniganize a little bit. So Drago came around the corner of the building and then used Gate to remove the Paladins from imminent demise. They came back over here with Gate of Infinity and then promptly failed their charge. Very proud of them. So they're there, which maybe is good. Maybe it spread some things out, and a lot of the scary stuff over there is kind of stuck all alone now. Over here, Voldus and the Terminator just kind of bum rushed the last Hormigon. I guess I shot all but one of them, and then we charged the last one. So he got dead.
Very dead.
Yeah.
Very, very dead.
We actually popped shots on this guy, so he took a wound. The Exocrine took a wound. That was about it. No points scored for me for primaries, because it's just not working out. And I did roll another Perils. That was great. So I had 1 more Perils in my Psychic phase, which was my Librarian. So he then rolled 3 on his damage. So, of course, he's down to 2 wounds. Oh, and I had 2 Perils in that Psychic phase, actually, because I spent a command point to reroll the first one. So it continues. The Mortal Wound train upon myself continues. So that's it. End of the turn, I got 2 for engage on all fronts, and that's it. So we'll come back at the end of this Tyranids turn 3 and see if there's any Grey Knights left. It's rather grim, folks. It's been grim since turn 1 ended, but it's worse now. We'll be back. Well, it's been fun, folks. The end of the turn 3 has happened. This Mr. Pyrovore, I don't understand why that's an infantry model. I thought I was being real clever and got rid of his abilities to score the deploy scramblers in the middle. I didn't. I just thought I was. So anyways, he's got his 10 for that. So we're outscoring the Grey Knights by 30, I think, at this point. I have these guys left. Yay. So Voldus did kill the Lictor. That was something. The Terminator and Voldus tanked a few shots and stayed alive. Over here, however, Drago got Psychic Screamed.
Yep.
Down to 1 wound. These both big dudes made their charge, and Mr. Hyrule slapped him dead. It's very sad. The Librarian... He had 2 saves to make from the Ripper Swarm. No AP. It's a 2-up armor save, and I rolled Snake Eyes. And we both giggled and said, hey, it'd be really funny if you roll Snake Eyes. And he did, and he died. And that happened on my psychic test as well that caused my Librarian to be wounded. I said, watch me re-roll this and get a perils, and I did. And that's that. Over here, the Paladins, they got exocrimed. It was brutal. It is brutal. This game has been spectacularly bad for the Grey Knights. Quite an impressive showing for the Tyranids, though. I'm pleased. The last time we faced off, it wasn't quite this way. It was the other direction. So this is
the second game of 9th edition.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what the secondaries were.
It was a whole different kind of ball of wax.
It was a very different game.
Yeah. So we might play turn 4 just for grins, but I probably won't record it because there's no way I can score points. But I can maybe break some stuff, I guess, or hurt things. That'll be kind of fun. So that's about all we're going to do. So this has been a swell game, Ruben. Appreciate you coming over. Hostile Galaxy takes the cake for this one. Well done. Well done. Yeah, I learned some things about that list. I'm not sure I liked my list very much. It was the first time I tried it out, and all my objective secure stuff didn't really mean anything in the end. So yeah, Grandmaster Dread Knights, they're still my favorite units. I'm not playing a game without them again. unless the Codex brings really new treats that are really cool. I've decided that's just the way I'm going to be. So that's that. It's been a fun game. It's something like 60 to 20 in the points. Something close to that. And then, of course, Mr. Rubin can still score a whole ton of points because the game doesn't end just because I'm not on the table anymore. So I'm going to hurt him before I leave. And then we'll, yeah, that'll be that. So it's been a good one. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, so Voldus was gated away by the Terminator. Over here, the idea being to kill the Tyrant, whatever, winged man. So Voldus came down here. He shot and psychicked right through the hole in the rocks and took wounds off, so he's down to 2 wounds remaining. And then could he make his charge? No, because why would that be a thing? So here sits Voldus all by his lonesome. The Terminator with all of his shots and did kill 3 in combat, but that was it. So it's Mr. Rubin's turn 4. He's going to go for a perfect game here. So we're going to see if we can pull it off, because why not? And here we go. Alrighty, so the end of the turn. It went. Poor Terminator, he got smoked to death.
Super smoked.
It was bad, yeah. He took D6 mortal wounds and he rolled a 6, so that was nifty. And that was it over there. Nothing else really moved. Over here, Big Chungus came around to play. Voldus actually made him charge because he survived the shooting and the psychic, denied, I think. Denied the spells, and then made him come in and charge him, and he rolled 4 out of 5 saves.
Yes,
it
he
was
did.
that one that took off his last 3 wounds and killed him. So, pretty cool. But yeah,
No,
he
it
is
was
dead.
6 wounds. He rolled 5
That's
out
right.
of 6 saves.
I rolled 5 out of 6 saves. That's right. It was pretty great. I had hope for just a second. But yeah, there it is. So, Ruben scores 95 points in total. I didn't break 25. That's sad. Anyways, it was a good game. Lots of fun.
You got painting points.
Painting points. Yep, I already included those. So
Oh.
yeah, appreciate you. I was trying to make it sound a little better. I scored 12 points. If you want to get real particular, it was a good game. It's really impressive. Yeah, I really like this army setup. It's really, really good. It worked really well. So yeah, that's it. The damage has been done. The Grey Knights have been sent off, licking their wounds. Actually, I guess we don't do that. I think all these other armies get to revitalize and, rebreed things. The Grey Knights just lost a whole army. So sad. Poor
That was a lot of
guys.
Terminators.
That was a lot
Dude,
of
you have to be worried. I didn't
Terminators.
know how those Terminators were going to work out.
I had a whole different expectation in my head.
You know, that Hyrule right there, the
Yep.
Slab Hyrule,
Yep.
he made so many Catalyst saves.
Oh,
that
yeah,
kept
he
him in
did.
the game. That's
He
the
did.
only reason he's still around. Because he wasn't making his invulnerable saves for crap.
This is very true.
But those feel no pains kept him
I
alive.
think he shrugged 8 or 9.
9. He shrugged off 9.
In that first round when he had
Yep.
Catalyst, yeah. So he would have been dead because he's only got 9 wounds left. So at the end of the 2 rounds of combat that he was in combat, he would have died without Catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild. I was just being salty about the fact that Mr. Hyrule is cheaper than a Land Raider and moves as far as a Land Raider and did way more work than any Land Raider, at least that the Grey Knights have access to. I was like, man, that's such an amazing model. It's really cool. And that was not in the game when we played last time, at the
Correct.
beginning of 9th.
It was still
Ruben.
Lord of War back then.
Yeah, it was still ridiculous with Forge World.
Yeah, that
rules.
Forge World update really helped him out a lot.
Big time. And the Maleceptor guy, I don't remember if he made a huge impact on the game, but I mean, it helped with some minus to wounds in the beginning, I think. The first turn of shooting, I didn't get anything through, and largely because of him, with your minus to the strength of the weapon. And then your other guy, the minus to hit. So I mean, it was interesting to see some of these units that we don't see much or hadn't been seeing coming out to play in this game, and they did what they need to do when it counted. So it was a lot of fun. Good game. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.